What's up, guys? It's Caleb here. I left this in the description for the first video, but how many people are really going to read that, right? So figured I'd give you the backstory here. So I began a few years ago at Planet Fitness. No clue how to string together a proper workout. No clue what a range of motion was or how to execute an exercise without damaging joints or muscles. Most of my first few weeks in the gym felt like an entire waste. I knew I couldn't quit though. With all the other trouble in my life at the time, I had nowhere else to turn. I had to keep myself focused on keeping my mind right. Starting out, I was extremely small with the mindset that gaining weight was impossible for me. I'm sure most of you, or a lot of you, have the same issues, or thinking that losing weight is impossible, right? But it's not. I weighed in at an incredibly low 112 pounds. I felt uncomfortably small at 120, so at 112, I knew I had to make a change. My eating habits were terrible. I was a heavy smoker. My job was not very physically demanding. And for months after getting away from some drugs, I spent all my spare time playing video games with a couple of guys from work. I looked in the mirror one day, noticed how scrawny I really had become. I could see my ribs, but even at almost 0% body fat, I had no abs, no strength whatsoever. The man in the mirror was definitely not one I enjoyed looking at. That's when I told the boys I gamed with, it's time to make a change. If we're going to be friends, we need to get out and do something. These online video games aren't going to cut it. Let's go check out the gym. Everybody gave it a try. Only 2 of us kept at it. At first, I spent hours roaming the gym, throwing weights around, not the slightest clue what to do or how to do it. Until one night, another guy from the gym come to me and told me, check out Athlean X. You're here a lot, and you look like you're dedicated, but you need to learn how to properly execute a workout. So why not give it a shot? Couldn't hurt, could it? I went home and watched about a dozen videos from Jeff, old and new. I spent days watching as many of his videos as I could, cram into my brain, watched a few other perspectives, and read a bunch of articles to figure out if it was even possible for me to get bigger. Everything I watched and read told me it was possible. I just had to learn. I applied everything I learned from those videos and articles after that. I noticed a difference almost immediately in how much I could lift and how well I could lift it. The movements felt better, and I could feel the activation I created, even the day after. Training would never feel the same again. After a year in the gym, I made my way to 180 pounds, and I was absolutely ripped. No drugs, no extreme changes, just a very small understanding of muscle movements and connections. I tried many times in the past to make this change, and was never able to succeed. Hell, I never even came close. Best I could do was show off a couple of abs on my skinny ass, and it wasn't even that impressive. This time was different. After a year in the gym, I slumped. Started drinking. COVID happened. My gym got shut down. Drank a lot of beer. It's not going to get you anywhere. So I decided to take the money that I spent drinking beer and spend that on some gym equipment before my funds entirely ran out. Spending it on beer. A waste of money, right? It was hard to get back into a groove. So basically, in the beginning, I was just kind of running my own exercises. I was running my own program. It was working, but getting back into it was really difficult. I didn't know how to get back into it. I kind of lost train of thought, and I never wrote down any exercises or anything like that, so I didn't have that information at hand. I couldn't just go back in and start doing what I was doing before. It wasn't going to do me any good because I didn't know what I was doing before. I couldn't remember. So instead of letting myself slide back to the bottom, I turned back to Jeff. I mean, he helped me in the first place. He taught me range of motion. He taught me how to properly execute exercises. He taught me you know, how many exercises a day I should be doing, and when and where and how. So I turned back to Jeff. I purchased the AX1 in hopes of getting my body back. I was convinced I was toast. I mean, I was putting on a belly. Right now I got a bit of a belly again. I figured I peaked and it was all downhill. AX1 brought me back to life once. Let's see if it can do it again.